RaceDayCT News Update.
Welcome to your Mid-State Site Development RaceDayCT News Update for Sunday, May 24th, 2026. Happy Indianapolis 500 Day for those who celebrate it. On Saturday, the family of Kyle Busch released a statement revealing the cause of death of the 41-year-old NASCAR Cup Series star on Thursday. Severe pneumonia, eventually leading to sepsis, ended the life of the legendary NASCAR driver. Busch was a two-time NASCAR Cup Series champion. He had 63 NASCAR Cup Series victories. He was also the winningest driver in the NASCAR O'Reilly Auto Parts Series with 102 wins and the winningest driver in the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series with 69 victories. He won the Craftsman Truck Series race at Dover Motor Speedway on May 15th, 6 days before his death. Kyle Busch spent 15 years driving in the Cup Series for Joe Gibbs Racing. On Saturday, team owner Joe Gibbs met with the media at Charlotte Motor Speedway.
Just a terrible time, obviously, for all of us and the NASCAR family. And so a few thoughts I had. First was just for Sam and Braxton and Lennox, Tommy Gay, just for that family. Our focus and is going to be for the future for them, because we're going to be there. And so whatever they need, we want to be a part of that. And so we just try and just encourage Sam and everything that she's going to go through. Our family's kind of gone through this. And so honestly, it's the worst thing that could happen in life. And so we just want to encourage them. First time I heard about Kyle Busch, my son was racing trucks, and I forget where they were. It was like someplace, Nashville or someplace, I don't know where it was. And so I called him to kind of see how it was going after practice, and he said, "Hey," he said, "Dad," he said, "there's a 16-year-old here, and said he's two seconds faster than anybody." He said, "I hope to kick him out." And actually what happened, it was true. It was Kyle Busch, and they kicked him out. He was too young to be there and was so fast. So that was the first time that you kind of hear about Kyle. If some of you heard that interview with Adam, his crew chief for our period of time there at Joe Gibbs Racing, Adam Stevens, I think he had the best description of Kyle. And he said it was like a freight train. This thing is going, and you can get on, and there's going to be a big parts on the ride, and if you get in the way, you're going to get run over, okay? And so I thought that was a great description of him, you know, and a bunch of us got on board. I know we did at our race team, and, you know, it was full bore. He's going. And there's be some good things in there, and then every now and then he's going to run over a few things and cross a line. And that passion and everything came out in so many different ways.
Joey Logano and Busch were Cup Series teammates at Joe Gibbs Racing from 2009 to 2012 before Logano made the move on to Penske Racing. They had a fierce rivalry on the track. Logano talked about the on-track relationship versus the off-track relationship on Saturday at Charlotte.
Probably one of the last times I've talked to Kyle was at the playground at Talladega, and I remember seeing him, and the first thing I walked up to him, because it was right after he did a podcast saying how he didn't like me. And of course, because I just hit things head on, I walked up to him, I said, "What the heck? I thought we were friends." And we had a good laugh about it and joked about it. And Braxton and Hudson are, you know, they play together all the time. He's a great kid. And so they're shooting hoops. And to be honest with you, neither one of us knew how to play basketball worth a crap. So I'm glad no cameras saw it, because it had been a little embarrassing and hurt my argument of being an athlete. So I'm glad no one's seen it. But it was a side of Kyle where you can get him away from the racetrack, away from the competitive environment. And, you know, I got to spend a lot of time with him. I was flying to the West Coast, right, and playing cards and stuff like that. Like, even though we had this little rivalry, if you will, on the racetrack, and we didn't see eye to eye on a lot of things from that perspective, we were able to put that stuff away and joke around and have a little piece of what that is. And to your point, who knows what would have been once we're done racing, right? And you see everybody changes. I think when you're done racing, you bury the hatchet, if you will. It's obviously it's far too young and far too soon. And there's not words to describe, I think how I feel, but also, everybody else in the garage today. And
despite temperatures in the low 50s and steady rain through the evening, fans packed into Stafford Speedway Saturday night for the second Tour of Destruction show at the track.
He's got to keep going.
Pushing it, trying to go on.
The Tour of Destruction returns to Stafford Speedway on Saturday, September 19th. Thanks for checking in on today's Mid-State Site Development RaceDayCT News Update. Hit that subscribe or like button or just smash all the buttons. Have a great day, and we'll talk to you again soon.